Right, hey guys, it's Weston here. So today I'm going to be reviewing the UiiSii HI 905 earphones. So let's get into it. So included with these earphones you get a really nice little carry pouch, you included tips, a manual and a certification card. So let's take a closer look at them. And the body is made from aluminium, which is anodized, and it feels fantastic and it looks really nice too. It's got a really nice circular design around the back, something you don't see too much nowadays, but I think it's really done nicely here. Around the front we've got an angled nozzle which is designed to go in your ear canal better, but I'll talk more about that in the comfort portion. We've also got a little left and right indicator on each earphone, but these are actually pretty difficult to distinguish. Luckily though, the earphones only go in one way anyway. Getting onto the cable next, and the top portion of the cable feels a little bit flimsy, and there's also pretty much no strain relief on this portion of the cable. And one final thing to note, there is no microphone on these earphones either. Then we get down onto the lower portion of the cable, and this feels a little bit better. It's a little bit thicker and a little bit more robust. Getting onto the 3.5mm jack, it's finished off in metal and feels solid, but again, there's barely any strain relief. Getting onto comfort next, and I'm actually not that impressed. Now, included with these you get your instruction manual, and in here it gives you a method on how to insert earphones. Now I just ignored that at first and just tried putting them in, and I found that they didn't fit properly, so I checked back with the manual and it just gave me this crazy insertion method, which I'm obviously going to be showing you now on screen. And it's just really awkward to do every time you want to listen to your music. But I found that if you don't do this, then they don't fit properly, and that affects everything else, which is a bit bizarre, but it's something that you're going to have to do if you want to enjoy these earphones to their full potential. Also, with these you get a set of small, medium and large ear tips, which is not actually a great selection considering you're paying quite a premium for these earphones. Also, the included tips aren't that great either. Yes, they're well made, but they're really hard and they're quite fatiguing on the inside of my ears, so just keep that in mind. Also, I've noticed that the housing is quite large as well, and it just seems to not fit in my ears properly, and it just causes a little bit of discomfort. Then we get onto isolation and leak, and once you've actually done the crazy insertion method, they actually fit really well and create a good seal, so isolation and leak is pretty fantastic. Now I'm just going to cover off a couple of specifications before we get to the sound quality. So these are a balanced armature earphone, and they've got 10mm drivers. And if you're not familiar with balanced armature drivers, I'll put some information in the description. They've also got a frequency response of 20 to 20,000 Hz, a 95 decibel sensitivity, and a 16 ohm impedance. So now we've covered all that, let's talk about the sound. And the sound is definitely an acquired taste. It's not what you'd call consumer grade. So the bass is really light, it's really open, but it is lacking a bit of depth and punch. So it is really tight, it is really controlled and detailed, and it is a really nice, realistic representation. It's not bass for bass sakes, like consumer grade earphones emphasise the bass a lot. These definitely don't do that. The mid-range is crisp, it's airy, it's bright, it's got really great in-sound separation, and decent soundstage too for earphones. It's got great detail, and it's just a really enjoyable mid-range. The vocal has great delivery, it's very convincing again in its realism. It's got a lovely tonal quality, plenty of potency and power, but it's never overpowering. It never creeps into any other of the range and spoil it there. It's just really nicely judged. Then we get onto the high frequencies, and these are bright, but they're actually not harsh, and again, they're really well judged. So all in all, for the sound quality, they're actually really quite impressive, but like I said already, consumer, they are not. So if you want a set of earphones that's going to sound good for most mainstream genres, then these definitely don't deliver there. They don't sound great for electronic, hip-hop, rap, or any types of music like that. They're more designed for alternative styles of genres and more hi-fi style listening. So if you want a set that's going to sound great for all those types of genres that most people listen to, then these don't really deliver there. They're more designed for intense listening and more hi-fi grade stuff. Right guys, so that is pretty much it. So what do I think of these overall? So I mean, they're nicely designed, they're pretty decently made. I mean, they are missing a couple of features, but like I said, I don't think that really matters because they're not going for that consumer grade market anyway. But as a whole, I think they're really good earphones, but they're made for a specific type of people and not for the general population. Right guys, so that is pretty much it for this review. I'd just like to thank UiiSii for sending these out to review, and I'd like to thank all you guys for watching and all your support, what you show the channel. If you haven't subscribed and you're new here, then that would be awesome. You get to see my videos when they come out, and it really goes a long way to help out the channel. Any likes, shares would be greatly appreciated too. And as always, if you've got any questions, the comment section is the place to be. So thanks again guys, and I will see you all on the next one.